So here I am. I got tonsillitis about a month and a half ago or something like that. And it was a pretty extreme case. And I guess things around my neck area, my facial area got inflamed. So now I'm walking around here with Bell palsy and shit. Looking like, what's the dude name? Conway? Is that his name, Conway? But yeah, I had something to say. I just been seeing a lot of shit online about, the intelligence of Kamala Harris as far as comparing what she is, her agenda, what she's done to stake her claim as the choice for being president. She's, I've said before, she's highly intelligent. She know how to talk. She from the Bay. She got a little game to her, and she's been maneuvering. She's got a team. She's got folks that's out here working for her. And I don't know a lot about all of the policies that she's wanting to push forward as president, but I did go back and look at the proposal that she had for black entrepreneurs, specifically black men who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot where, I think there's been one debate. I don't know if there's been another debate. I'm not sure. But when Ms. Harris and Mr. Trump was sitting on the stage together in a debate, having conversation, we had one person who was a scatterbrain all over the place and only said certain things to try to get a rise out of people. Don't really have a lot of plans outside of anything that's going to satisfy him individually and folks like him. And then you have Kamala Harris speaking complete sentences, very clever, has certain things that she feels strongly about, and she can express them to the T. So when we have individuals, especially when I scroll around TikTok and I see men who are saying that they're not going to vote for Kamala Harris, they'd rather vote for Donald Trump than to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman. That's just as ignorant as a motherfucker say, well, I'm voting for Kamala Harris just so Trump don't get into office. Both of those are ignorant. To not want to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman is a high level of ignorance and a spirit of chauvinistic cowardice reigns not only in men, but there are women who feel that as a woman themselves, they're not worthy enough to be such a leader. So because of their inner conflicts with being a woman and the way that they were drilled and taught and brainwashed by religion, by politics, also if they were black, the way that they were destroyed through the system of white supremacy, for an individual who is a woman, who would rather not vote for a woman just because she's a woman. Like I said, that is a spirit of ignorance and chauvinistic cowardice. If I were voting, I would probably vote for Kamala Harris because she's a woman. I am secure in my own manhood enough to understand that when you talk about nature, when you talk about these universal laws that we are adhering to while we're on this plane of existence, you talk about consciousness, you're talking about becoming align with nature, with, there's another word, intuition, wisdom. The fact that only a woman can be the vessel to bring life into this plane of existence. Then you think about the centuries, the millennia of people who've been on this earth and who has initiated the violence, the terror, the thievery, the racism, the sexism, the division through religions, the division through politics, the folks who are in charge of a broken police system that's only geared to serve and protect white people, but make black people the enemy of the state. These are man-made concepts. Whenever somebody can conjure up the thought that we're going to go to a whole nother country and we're going to take those people, we're going to bring them over here, and we're going to strip them of everything, and we're going to kill a lot of them too. We're going to kill a lot of them in front of their family and friends, so their family and friends know who and what to fear. What kind of woman thinks like that? I haven't come across one. That's man-made shit. Destroying the Twin Towers, that's man-made shit. One country wakes up in the morning and says, you know what? We're going to start sending missiles over to another country 500 miles away just to kill people for nothing. That's man-made shit. Voting. I can be walking down the street, driving in my car, and then just one random entitled white person can just come up to me to harass me for whatever reason that they feel like they can do. And if I retaliate in a way to, let's just say, break their fucking face because they're in my business, I'm the one that gets penalized for that. That maniacal interpretation of the law, that's man-made. What are you saying, Tory? Why are you going through all this? Well, I'm going through all this because the destruction of the world, the terror that's been inflicted on a constant level, and especially when it's directed towards black people for generations after generations, 400 or 500 years, it's to the point where it's in our DNA. We are not living in a place where we feel comfortable. This is why I push for black folks to have our own territory in this country so we can have a place for us to feel safe. If we need a break from white people, niggas need to go to get the break. And not everybody black. It's not mandatory that you live in that particular territory if that was something that was to happen. But we should all have access to be able to go back to what we would call home. And the government should fund it. And the government should make sure that nobody black should have to pay for medical or education. And if we've been doing this for 500 years, then that law should go for another 500 years. So we can begin to bring and earn and create the generational wealth that everybody else has the advantage of doing. That's what it's about. These things that I'm talking about, as far as voting for a woman, as far as these universal laws that we have to adhere to, that we just are here, we're subject to these. This is before religion. This is before Jesus, any of that bullshit. the alignment of everything that's going on in this universe, I think it's beyond time that we gave females a fucking shot. Let's just do it. Let's just fuck it. Okay, if not Kamala, somebody else. There's got to be somebody pretty soon, though. But I think I've rambled enough. I hope you bear with me. But I just want people to understand that stay out of the emotion of it. Stay out of the emotion of it. If you know who you're going to vote for, you know why you're going to vote for her or him, then you don't have to explain that shit to nobody. You never have to discuss it with anybody. All you have to do is watch them to make sure that they're doing what they say and see how it's trickling down to you in your personal life. And if it's not, okay, well, then the next time, if you still want to vote, then go ahead and vote for the next person that you think that might do that for you. Or if you're an individual like me, you tell them I'll suck your dick. Because the audacity that you motherfuckers have to ask me to have to vote for something that you're supposed to give me anyway. What kind of shit is that? But anyway, thank y'all for listening. I just had to say some shit. Whether anybody wanted to agree with it or not, I think we should just act like human beings with common sense and realize that this mound of shit that we're all swimming in is man-made.